Anyway, don't you just love show business?
Oh, golly, it's so phony, Bill.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Comedy Tonight, America's hottest TV comedy club. My guest co-anchor tonight is Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight. Mary, what have we got lined up for everybody?
Oh, Bill, it's a terrific show tonight. Our story on how celebrities get out of jury duty continues this evening. Also, artist Judy Chicago directs the June Taylor Dancers, and we'll be showing some of that footage.
We'll also be interviewing a man who says he can't tell Mickey Rooney and Pat Carroll apart anymore. But first, here's a story about a man who has been described as the best-kept secret in show business. His name is Eddie Strange.
When I was a kid, I used to get a mohawk. Only to mess with people instead of getting it from front to back. Get it from ear to ear. Kind of looked like a giant whisk broom. Haircut like that, you can walk through an airport, Hare Krishnas will give you money. I'm convinced there are two kinds of people in the world. Those who like cats and those that don't. And to prove my point by applause, who likes cats? Who likes cats? I'm really glad you could all show up tonight. That's really nice of you to show up. You always sound very polite, upbeat, and preppy. You know, oh, we just think they're the best, absolute best, yes. Babs and I have had one for years. God, yes. We keep my little velvet pillow. God, he's so cute. I just love him. You know, next week I get to brush. Oh, it's going to be good. I want you to listen to the difference in enthusiasm. Who here hates cats? My people. Cat haters, brothers and sisters. Have you ever noticed when you go over to a cat lover's house, they're always trying to change your opinion of cats? They're always trying to make you think that their cat is different. Oh, but mine is different. Different than all the ones that you wanted to just... Oh, he's a beaut, isn't he? He's so cute. Soft and flat. And they always say the same thing to you. They always pull you aside and they go, oh, Eddie, I think we're being a bit hostile. I realize you don't like cats. I understand perfectly. Just obvious that you never met Fluffy. Could mean Fluff. He's so cute and clean, and he's got a great sense of balance. You know, you can drop my Fluff, and he'll always land on his feet. I always go, well, maybe you don't know how to throw him. Maybe you just got to work on it a little bit. So I was taking care of a friend of mine's cat for a week. I was supposed to take care of him for a month. But he broke. Now, cat lovers, you know I'm kidding, don't you? I made the joke because, well, you heard the people. They laughed. They laughed. I'm a whore. What can I say? I couldn't help it. I don't think I could ever hurt an animal. I mean, look at this face. I don't even go hunting. I do go hunting, but I don't go hunting. Big difference between the two. Once you lose that G, part of the brain goes with it, you know. Hey, Bill, hey, let's go hunting. What do you say, huh? Go, what do you say? Let's go out kill us some little furry creatures. Because when we're around, they got no right to live, do they? Tell you what, seeing it looks like it's your first time, I'll give you a thrill. I'll hold them down. You shoot them. And you know, if we don't get to actually kill anything, we can always fire up road signs on the way home. You know that's how bullet holes get in road signs. Frustrated hunters. Guys who have gone out all weekend, they don't get to actually kill anything. So they're driving home Sunday afternoon. There's that one psycho in the back seat. You know the guy's riding home still wearing his hunting cap, you know. Hey, guys, I gotta shoot something. I got a whole box of bullets left. And they always take pity on this poor wretch of the man and let him out on the side of the road at Sunday afternoon right around dusk. 'Cause that's when road sign season opens. You can see him out there stalking himself one of those bridge icy when wets. You know, just kind of... Shh, be very quiet. I'm hunting road signs. Those pesky road signs. Then after he takes a shot at him, he has his friends take a picture of him holding it up going, "My name is Eddie Strange. Thank you very much."
Addotta is a comedian who likes to look at the small things in life.
And that couldn't be more perfect for our show. He's our next story tonight. He's Kip Addotta.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Mary. How do we know they improve the taste of dog food? Are there actually dog food tasters, people whose job it is? They make it sound like there's a guy in a tuxedo somewhere going, "No, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no." I know my dog will eat almost anything except certain dog foods. He just walks over to the bowl, he says, "No, I don't think so." Why does my garbage always weigh more than my groceries did? If the telephone company really wanted to perform a service, why didn't they come by the house once a month and straighten that damn cord? I think if there's places where smokers can't smoke, there ought to be other places where non-smokers have to. Why aren't typewriter keys in alphabetical order? Then we'd all know how to type. What is it about being alone in a car that makes people want to pick their nose? Half our country is driving around like this. Now, do you suppose they think we can't see them in there? You know, there are people on this earth who believe that if the radio's loud enough, we can't see them. I'm losing my hair. There's something I hadn't planned on. They say that baldness is caused by stress. You know what causes stress? Baldness. I'm recently separated from my wife, 3 years. I don't think she's coming back. I wrote a song about it. It's on my last album. It's called "I'm So Miserable Without You. It's Just Like Having You Around." Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm no angel. I used to do things I knew she hated. Like every morning I'd wake up. That'd piss her off bright and early. We were mean to each other. Every time I watch a football game, she'd vacuum. So I'd have to get up and move to another part of the stadium. So I'm dating again after 13 years of marriage. It's not easy. I'm a bit rusty, to say the least, but I remember the basics. I remember it's the first thing you say to a woman is the most important. It's that first impression. So if I'm out at night and I want to strike up a conversation with a lady, I simply walk over and I say, "Huh? Can I buy you a car?" I had a woman come up to me today in the hotel. She says, "Kip, I wouldn't go out with you if you were the last man on earth." Well, I thought to myself, if I was the last man on earth, I'd be too busy to go out with her anyway. But I do feel good. I've lost 23 pounds. My doctor put me on a special diet. I lose 1.5 pounds a week. 2 years, I'll be gone. You know what causes weight gain, don't you? Food. It's not your thyroids. It's your mouth. This hole right here. See, food is too easy to get in our country. Anybody can buy food, they'll sell food, they don't care. If you have the money, they'll give you the food. It's the government's fault they don't regulate it. I was sitting in this restaurant not too long ago. In comes the biggest person I've ever seen. Could have been a man. Happened to be a woman. And I thought to myself, if it's all right for a bartender to cut a drunk off, why wouldn't it be okay for a waiter to come over to a person like that and say, I'm sorry, ma'am, I think you've had enough. You're not going to fit back in your car.
Thanks, Kip. Mary, what else have we got going tonight?
Oh, Bill, terrific show, like I said before. You know what? We put 20 New York City cab drivers in bumper cars, and we've got footage of that coming up. But first, here's comedian Warren Thomas.
Greetings. How you guys doing? Good to be here. I got a special haircut for the show. I got my due slice. That's how I like to say it. Because when you go and get your haircut, you take a lot of pride. You don't know how much you trust your barber. You ever do this? You ever get your haircut and you don't even look at it before you leave? It's like, that's how much trust you give this human. Last time I went and got my haircut, you know how they give you the mirror to look at the back of your head, but you can never find the back of your head? You ever looking around for it going, where's my head? I'm looking around. The guy cut a Pac-Man in the back of my head. I didn't know it. Guys putting quarters in my ears on the bus and stuff going, that's my game, man. Get out of here. I hate video games. I never play video games anymore. I don't know what's going on. You ever put a quarter in the machine and lights start flashing, numbers are going, galaxies are clashing with each other? I don't need that much responsibility for a quarter. I really don't. And there's always some burnout walking up behind you going, hey, man, use your cluster bomb, dude. One push, mess up the Russians. Reagan's in the back going, go for it. Yeah, it's a party. I love my new dude. Because I don't want my hair to grow out, because then people will think you're Link from the Mod Squad when you're walking around, you know. Hey, where's Peggy? Get out of here. It's kind of nice. Here's something you'll never see. The McNeil-Lehrer report will not be shown tonight so that we may bring you a 2-hour What's Happening. Okay. Rerun, what are you doing here in the restaurant? You want some more cake? I can't, D. I'm watching my weight. So am I, and it's going up and up. Oh, yeah, join the madcap fun. Today on Masterpiece Theater, we bring you Lizzie Borden, the uncut version. It gets worse, folks. Relax. Oh, maid, can I go to the dance? I'm so tired of sitting around the house doing nothing, please. Well, I don't care, Lizzie, but first you're going to have to ask your parents. Please? How can I go? Don't ask me. Oh. Thank you. Funny sketch, folks. Funny sketch, folks. I'm not saying you missed that joke, but it went over your head, came all the way around the world, and came back, and you got it. Thank you very much. Having fun. I like those HBO movies. You like those? They come on, you ever watch those? Stay home, not tonight, honey, I can't. Teen Wolf is on, yeah, that happened. Because some movies are so bad, they stop them in the middle of the movie and say, why don't you rush home and watch this on HBO? Okay, yeah, we'll leave. I love that. It's kind of fun. Quit smoking pot today. Proud of myself. Thank you very much. Because I had a big day plan. You ever have a big day plan? You wake up, you're feeling pretty good, and then it's like you hit one, it's like, oh, man. You like, we're going to add on to the house and write a book and bake a pie from scratch, and then you say, well, I haven't seen this Flintstone yet. So you'll watch it, which is bad enough. You make observations like, hey, Barney's a good actor. Hey, you guys have been great. I got to get out of here. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you.
We'll be back with a story about a writer who's also a comedian.
Also, we'll look at the latest American craze. People with money are buying things. Stay tuned. Warren Light is a writer whose works include the I Hate New York guidebook and the horror movie Mother's Day. He also co-authored the musical Mayor.
Boy, he must really be raking in the bucks, and he's our next story tonight. This is Warren Light.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Making the money hand over fist. Before I begin, there's a little news update they asked me to make. It's a sad one. It turns out another high school honor student was found slain tonight in Brooklyn. That brings the total to about, 17 for the year. And I've done some checking into it. It made me wonder, why is it always the honor students who get murdered? You never see that Daily News headline, C+ student found slain. High school dropout found dead. It's always the honor students. And I thought about it, I realized it's because the honor students are the ones who are always home at night. It's a sad thing. The reason I know this, I was an honor student myself. Basically, in my high school, if you weren't going on to prison, you were an honor student. And the deal there was that we would get the lecture from the guidance counselor. Warren, it's time to worry about college, the expense, it's very costly. Talk to your parents about what sort of financial planning they've done. My father's a jazz musician, not a lot of foresight in that profession. I went home, it was 4 in the afternoon, I woke him up, and I asked him, he said, Warren, don't worry about a thing. And he pointed to some lotto tickets on his desk. Shook me up. I ended up getting into Stanford University in California. I was a surfer. That's a lie, a terrible lie. Before I went to college, I'd never been out of New York in my life. In fact, me and my friends, we didn't even know you were allowed out of New York. And I was kind of scared of going there. They told me Stanford can be a very wealthy school, lots of rich kids. These are basically kids born with silver spoons right in their noses. And I was a little bit nervous about it, but I got to my room and there were 3 or 4 Latino guys. They were laying out carpet, unpacking bags, hanging speakers. And I thought, all right, no problem. It's just like the neighborhood. And then it turned out these weren't my roommates. My roommate was named Brad, and these were his illegal aliens. Very disorienting. Brad turned out to be like no one I'd ever met in my life. He was 6'2", blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 20/20 vision, never had a cavity. And I'd never seen anyone like this, and then I went into the hallway, and the dorm was filled with guys like this. And they all, 6'2", blonde hair, blue eyes, and they all had these kind of rugged, one-syllable first names. Tom, Doug, Matt. And then I realized even the train that brought me down to Stanford was called Bart. And comes into the station with a white scarf around its neck. Very, very wonderful machine. And even though these guys were big, I wasn't very scared of them, because the toughest ones had come from really bad cul-de-sacs. Nothing to worry about at all. Brad had come with his golden retriever, a beautiful dog, golden hair, blue eyes, no cavities. Dog's name was Jew. Little kind of strange to go to bed at night and wake up and Brad would be going, "Here, Jew, here, Jew." And, I got used to it. It upset me a bit because by looking at me you can tell I'm another New York Unitarian comic. It's true. I don't know if you're familiar with Unitarianism. Basically, it's the Switzerland of religions. We study the religions of others. We had Moses, Jesus. We had Jesus the same week we had George Carlin and Pete Seeger. It was Nice Guys with Beards week, a very special week for me. Anyway, as long as I'm here, I haven't seen Brad since I graduated. It's been 10 years, and I just wanted to say, Brad, if you're listening, hey, dude, hang in there. They got to let you graduate sometime. Thank you very much.
You know, Mary, novelty records are so big nowadays. They're just really big.
Boy, Bill, they sure are. They really are big. And one of the biggest right now is recorded by comedian Kip Addotta. It's called Life in the Slaw Lane, and it's the title of the album. Now, here with a piece from that album is, once again, Kip Addotta.
Yeah. On December 9th of 1983, I was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol, which inspired this piece. When you wake up in the morning with a brain that feels like wicker, it's the liquor. Does a side of ham and eggs make you just a little sicker? It's the liquor. You say your arms are getting thinner and your thighs are getting thicker? When the doctor calls to tell you there's a problem with your ticker? When you ran the car in front trying to read the bumper sticker? It's the liquor. When you take your freeway off-ramp and wind up in Costa Rica? It's the liquor. Say, I'm always late on Monday, but I'm not a gold bricker. It's the liquor. When you stagger into court, does the jury sit and snicker? Are you the subject of the sermon every Sunday by the vicar? When your girlfriend says she's never had a lover that was quicker? It's the liquor. Have you ever bought a bridge from a well-dressed city slicker? It's the liquor. Has your flaming love affair cooled down to just a flicker? It's the liquor. You say your favorite alibi no longer seems to trick her, and every time you're with your sweetheart, all you do is fight and bicker. And when your knees are getting splinters from the dirty barroom floor, that's the liqueur.
Well, thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed the show, and I really like working with you, Mary Hart. I've been a fan of Entertainment Tonight for a long time.
Getting a little cozy here, aren't you, Bill?
Why not? Listen.
We can't do this on our show.
Well, that's our show. We know what you do on the air. What's a typical off-air situation for you? What do you do when you're not doing Entertainment Tonight?
Well, about 2 weeks ago, I went down to San Diego to sing the national anthem. 58,000 people live. It was the season opener, and I had a 3 o'clock flight scheduled. I got to the airport. The flight was canceled. Right. I said, but wait a minute, you don't understand. I got to sing the national anthem live in front of 58,000 people. And they said, we don't care. It's canceled. 4:30, I'm on a new flight. 4:25, they say, the 4:30 flight's been delayed to 5:15, but I've got to sing the national anthem. We don't care. Right. Well, anyway, I got another flight, arrived at 5:55. I'm supposed to sing at 3 minutes to 7. So they met me with a policeman. The policeman took me to a waiting patrol car, to a waiting helicopter. And do you know what happened?
What?
You'll find out next week.